how's life at 45? Here goes. What's happening, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in. This video is about me turning 45. Well, I turned 45 some time ago, but it's about me being 45. I posted a video some time ago, about 5 years ago, and you all have been keeping track and saying, how's life at 45? So here goes. I'm happily approaching halftime because when people ask me how long am I gonna live, I say a whopping 117 years old. For some people, that's way too old. For me, it is just right. Trying to make impact and have impact for a long time. So I'm gonna jump into a few things that I feel speak directly to how I view life and how I'm experiencing life at 45. And be sure to stick around until the very end of the video because I definitely want to be transparent and show some very personal, juicy things that happened to me since I made that Life at 40 video. You probably will be surprised. So here I'm gonna share some of the fantastic things that I've noticed about myself, and here it goes. Number one, I know myself better, a whole heck of a lot better. I know what my patience level is. I know that I need to be outside a lot more. I know myself to the point to what has to happen in order to get my headspace right, to get my heart space right, to make me functional, to be able to give and sow into the lives of others. And to bring me balance and peace. I know what's good for my heart and soul. And if I can't be in a place to provide that for myself, then I'm not gonna be able to give that. So that's something that I'm grateful for. Another thing is that I really, really, really nurture my relationships. I care a lot about my friends and family and loved ones. And you don't have the time to give to things, especially when you're involved in all of your ventures, your family, whatever projects you're working on, whatever you're trying to grow. It's gonna take time and effort. So when I do talk to my friends and I do reach out and nurture my relationships, it is time well spent. It is for a long duration. I may not talk to one of my good friends for months, but when I do talk, it's probably for hours at that point. Or I will decide to get on a plane, go take a trip and see that person, or meet up as a group, if it's mutual friends, to spend that time because it means a lot, and you'll see later how that comes into play with something else that I'm gonna mention in the video. All right, so another thing is confidence. My confidence is probably higher than it's ever been. If this confidence gets any higher, I guarantee it's gonna come off as cockiness. So I welcome the cockiness, I'm gonna say that. But all jokes aside, confidence is a game changer for me at this particular place in my life. I thought like 40 did something for me. So I think the more that I mature and the more that I experience, I think the confidence is gonna continue to increase. I also learned to say no a lot. I mean, I said no at points in my life before. I said no at 40, but I say no a lot more now because whatever you're giving time to, you're taking time away from something else. And at this particular point in my life, I just know what's important for me to focus on and what I'm trying to build, what makes sense. So when a lot of people are pulling on you, you only have so much energy, you only have so much time, you only have so many resources. So no is one of my favorite words these days. Even in the scope of no, I've come to a place to where I've taught people how to communicate with me, right? And what I mean is you can teach people how to treat you, you can teach people how to communicate with you, you can make things easier for yourself down the line. So for my kids, right, when they want something, they know to come to me with who they're doing their events with, when, where they're gonna be, who's responsible for driving, and how much money is it gonna cost. Those are simple things, and I've taught them if there's not gonna be a back and forth. You're gonna come to me, and you're gonna communicate to me in a clear manner so that I can know everything without asking questions up front. So that's just another, it's not a no, but it's still teaching people how to come to you so that you can possibly give them a yes. Another thing is I know exactly who my people are. It's kind of like the process of elimination. I know my people are progressive. I know my people are lifelong learners. I know my people are positive. I know my people are optimistic. The people that are not those things probably aren't my people. My people are people that care about their health and wellness, people that work out, people that eat well. And I don't have anything against the people that don't eat well or do any of those things. They just don't get a lot of my time. It falls into the circle of you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I find that to be true. If you're the person that is so excited to go to high school homecoming, or you may still be talking about college days, you're probably not my person, right? You're not my people. And that's fine, right? Everybody has their people, but for me, the things that I'm seeking to achieve and being at the age of 45, I'm looking for people that really forgot about what they did yesterday and they're trying to achieve something today and like in the future. I probably will get some flack for what I just said, but that falls right in line with my next point, which is I don't care. I care less about what people think. This drama that I'm talking about in the end, this insightful knowledge that you will have based on what I've experienced, it got really, really messy. Then I got to a point to where I didn't care. I mean, I cared a little bit at first, but because everybody cares a little bit, but I just don't care a whole lot. Some of you over time know and notice that I work out, and what I've learned at this particular age is there's only so much that's needed. I have stopped doing this super heavy lifting. My workout routine and my workout equipment, and I'll make a video about this later. My workout routine it consists of 4 pieces of equipment: a plyo box, a weighted vest, dumbbells, and a pull-up bar. That's it. And I get results with that, and I'm fine with that. One thing that I realize is there's no need for me to be trying to lift 315, 345, 350. Why? Who am I trying to impress? What am I trying to prove? And what am I lifting for? At the age of 45, I'm lifting for a purpose. I'm lifting for longevity for my body in the future. I'm lifting because I want to be able to be stronger, to help an older, weaker person in the community, a person that can't do something for themselves, an elderly person. I want to be able to be in that position to do that. There's a lot that I want to achieve in this lifetime, and I cannot do it as a weak person. I just can't. And the added benefit of, man, I like it how it feel out my shirt too. You know, that's a pretty good thing too. Another thing about lifting and being strong, if you're in a situation to where someone wants to or thought about taking advantage of you, it really comes down to the weakest link. So if a group of people are in one place and they're looking at who could be taken or jumped, it is normally the person that looks smaller, that looks non-threatening. That's just an added benefit. So if you're not hitting the weights, if you don't have muscle packed on by age 40, it's not impossible, it's just tougher to take through the rest of your life. That's the building block for the rest of your life. Another thing that I would say is that I thirst for knowledge. I am consistently trying to learn, consistently growing, consistently finding out that I don't know as much as I want to know. I average going through about 1 book per month, but I like that pace because it allows me to learn about things. It also allows me to have a life, you know? Having a life, that is huge. Being able to know what it takes to reset your mind. Every now and then, I have to have a reset. And my reset consists of, let me show you. Take you around on a little space in my office. Part of my reset, I have multiple things, but I have places that I want to go and places that I have not been. And on this map, I find the places that I want to go and I take off and I go there. That's one of the things that I do to reset things around this joint. At this particular age, right, it's not about the looks at all. It's really about the heart and soul. The looks help, but man, if you got nothing in here, like everything else is a shell. It doesn't even matter. I know in the first video I talked about wealth and talked about finances, and the landscape of that continues to change. In my opinion, for the better, because at age 45, you've had even more time to increase those potential earnings, to increase the experiences, and to also make smarter financial decisions. I believe that the more finances and income that you have, the greater your financial opportunities. Now, this all loops back into those networks and relationships that I talked about before, because we all know that your net worth is highly equivalent to your network, right? These people that I've known for decades and that I nurtured the relationships with are the same mindset, right? Similar mindset, progressive. And for the things that I'm seeking to do, I highly utilize my network for knowledge, for expertise, for running things through what I call and consider my personal congressional cabinet. We all have great ideas and wonderful ideas, and we think we're right until someone tells us that we're wrong. So as I come up with these plans, ideas to plan and execute, I will run it by members of my congressional cabinet, and they will tell me how right I am, how wrong I am, how bad the plan sucks, or they will just give me some adjustments to make. And you may ask, like, why am I thinking about this network and my net worth, and why is that important? I think it's important to leave a real path, a real footprint here on this place called Earth while you're here. I don't know what your thoughts are, but my thoughts are, and my goal is to leave the highest level impact that I could have possibly left, to leave value to everyone that I come across. And in order to do that, it's gonna take money, right? So now here we go. We need strength to do some of these things. We need money to do some of these things, right? So you have to build towards what it is that you're seeking in order to achieve those things. My focus here is legacy, and legacy goes beyond the children that live in my house. Legacy goes right here to the person that I'm talking to, right here. So at some point, this is an editing process of your life. 40, 45, 50, it's all editing, but this is a crucial editing time. All of your life, you have accumulated. Spouses, kids, careers, businesses, finances. And it doesn't matter that you brought all of this stuff in. When you write it down, you have to edit what it is that you wrote down in order to perfect it to not only sound the way you want it to sound, but then after you edit it, you need to read it. Read what you wrote, and then you execute what you wrote. So the editing process looks like taking something out of your life that is not absolutely essential, or something out of your life that is holding you back from scaling up as aggressive or as fast as you want to. Your picture can look different from mine because you may not have the same goals as mine, but I highly encourage you to have some type of goal. And if it's to the point to where it doesn't scare you, it's probably not big enough. Because the problem is most people aim too low and hit instead of aiming too high and missing. If you stuck around this far, congratulations, here's the juice. After my age 40 video, I got a divorce, right? You may say, oh man, that sucks. I think it's in the eye of the beholder and how you perceive it. Only I know what I dealt with, right? So drop your comment below to say congratulations, that's the way I see it. But that experience itself taught me a lot. I did leave the marriage with just the clothes out of my closet. And that was a whole rebuilding process. I'm not bitter, I'm not mad, I'm not upset. I mean, it actually turned out really, really well, right? So that's all about mindset. Like, as I talked about those things in the age 40 video, I was able to adopt those things and bring them forward to help me in my in my situation. If you want to hear a video or see a video about that divorce and have me to dive deep into that, how I navigated it, drop your comments below. I'll gladly do it. Because I know somebody out there is dealing with that same thing or maybe contemplating. Number two, I also developed this studio that I'm in right now, which I'll give you a preview of later. That happened since age 40, just a vision, right? And being able to come in and make it look like something that it was totally not. Another thing that happened was I bought 3 homes since then, right? Working on my 4th right now. Into the Airbnb space as a host as well. Also inherited, I mean, they're my children, so I didn't inherit them, so to speak. So in the divorce, I had the standard dad plan, you know, seeing the kids, you know, every weekend or every other weekend, holidays, summers, all of that stuff. And about 2 years into the divorce, I consumed the kids full time. So full-time single dad from, you know, a couple years after divorce up until present, right? So those are a handful of things that I'm sharing with you that happened since the age of 40, but what it do for me, it chiseled my mind, it chiseled my mindset, and it made me feel even more invincible, right? This is all about being equipped, right? To some, it may look like it's dangerous. To some, it may look like, I don't know how he does it, but to me, it's about being equipped. Take this version of your life, take this decade of your life, take this day of your life, and make it the best one ever. You only get one of these. If you gotta tell people no, tell them no. If you gotta get away and clear your head, go do that. If you gotta switch up a career, do that. If you gotta leave a relationship, do that. Make yourself number one. Here's a few things I want to leave you with. Nothing is hard. You may think because you're at 45 that your life is over, but I assure you that it's not. It's just beginning. You're approaching halftime. If you feel anything like me, you're just scratching the surface. And I know I said something about scratching the surface in the age 40 video, but I'm really, really feeling like I'm scratching the surface now because I know the potential. I see the momentum. I see the advances. And nothing is hard to do. Nothing is hard. You just have to have the right tools and the right people. And let's not forget about God. Some would say I'm borderline dangerous. Others would say I'm really, really dangerous. And what I would say to that is it's all up to the person that's narrating the story. Right? What I will say about myself is that I'm equipped and that I'm hungry and that I'm thirsty because I know what can be done. I know what I can have. I know what's achievable, and I refuse to have anything less than that. I'm gonna put a link in the bio to the book called Halftime. I think it's something that you would greatly benefit from. It's one of the books that I've read over the past year. I also want you to lean into the very best version of yourself, even if it's hard. And it's supposed to be hard sometimes, right? Because sometimes you know you're doing the right thing because it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So lean into the best version of yourself. And if you can't lean into the best version of yourself, just give up and die now. Just stop living, you know? What's the point of living if you can't live your best? Do your best and be your best. I hope my glimpse into 45 was insightful for you. I'm speaking life forever and always. This is King. Live your best, do your best, be your best.